Mother had just gone to the bow to take a nice photo when she was suddenly pushed into the sea by a pole. Jack quickly threw down a life ring and signaled me to look for the first aid kit under the seats. I lifted the seat on the left and found all kinds of weapons stored underneath. I sucked in a sharp breath. At this moment, Mom's life was in danger, and I didn't want to investigate her boyfriend's identity, so I decisively closed the hatch and walked out of the cabin. Mom had already been rescued back onto the boat, and I hurried to wrap her in a blanket. I was just about to ask why there were guns on the boat when I saw a large mass of dark clouds drifting over in the distance. Jack acted very considerate. He took us down into the lower cabin and casually tidied up the life jackets, saying it was to deal with the sudden weather. At that moment, the supplies in his hands suddenly fell. I quickly went to pick them up and unexpectedly noticed his hands were shaking badly. It was clearly a sign of post-traumatic stress disorder. That night I tossed and turned, but for Mom's lifelong happiness, I still worked up the courage to ask my question.
Derek, why do you have an assault rifle?
A what?
It's for work.
It's an AR-15, isn't it?
It is? It is? Does it bother you that I have it?
No.
After hearing this, I didn't feel anything was wrong, so I let down my guard around Jack. When Jack learned that I was very interested in guns, he even let me shoot freely at sea. That night, while I was sleeping, I was suddenly awakened by the sound of an engine. I stuck my head out to look and discovered a boat charging straight toward us. Then I heard Mom scream. We had encountered robbers. Jack got into an argument with the robbers. They injured him and directly pushed him into the sea. After that, the robbers came in to inspect everything, and I curled up in a corner and avoided their line of sight. Before long, I heard the sound of the boat leaving. I went out to take a look and found the entire boat engulfed in flames. I used a fire extinguisher to put out large areas of fire. On the yacht's deck, I saw Mom lying in a pool of blood. I tried to contact the outside world, but found that the boat's radio and laptop had been burned to charcoal in the fire. I wanted to operate the boat, only to realize that I didn't know how to drive it at all. In order to preserve the integrity of Mom's body, I found a tarp and wrapped it around her. At that moment, I noticed a rope had fallen into the sea. Out of curiosity, I pulled hard on it and saw that the other end of the rope was tied to Jack. I immediately went to rescue him. Fortunately, there was still a faint sign of life left in him. While I was packing things up, I unexpectedly saw a set of photographs. In them, Jack was standing together with the robbers. I couldn't figure out whether he was good or bad. Taking advantage of the moment when Jack was asleep, I tied him up with a rope. However, in just the moment it took me to turn around, I discovered that he had already disappeared